As we're now moving towards the end of July, we thought it would be a good time to take a look at what care homes across the UK are charging a self-funding resident. You might think an update at the beginning of the year, in January, would be the sensible option, but weekly fees for care homes usually change around April when the new tax year begins. It then takes 2 or 3 months for that new data to filter through. And so we thought July tends to be a good time to get a fairly accurate assessment of what's going on. So, for complete transparency and clarity in this video, our figures are based on the information available on Autumna. We're not using the Office for National Statistics figures. It's just us and our website and what care providers tell us they are charging. We have every single care home in the UK listed, so that's just over 10,000 homes, and we're using a sample of around 20% of those for our benchmarking. So with those caveats out of the way, let's look at what we're seeing. And unsurprisingly, prices are going up. Like pretty much every business, care homes are suffering from statutory increase in wages, in employers' national insurance contributions, and of course in utility bills and general inflationary pressures. So whereas we were seeing, for example, weekly residential care fees in Winchester last year averaging around £1,535 a week, this year the average is £1,595. That's an increase of around 3.6%. So not massive, although UK inflation was 2.8% during the same period. Don't forget though that 1590 figure is a prices from figure. So if your loved one needs nursing or residential care, it will very likely be higher. So that's Winchester. Prices in other areas of the country though are showing bigger increases. Let's take Oxford as an example. Oxford care home prices are up over 6% and now average out at £1,615 a week. Cardiff care homes for self-funding clients are showing an average 8% increase, up from £1,385 last year to £1,500 a week this year. One of the biggest increases in prices we've seen on our website is in the North East. Weekly care home fees in Sunderland have risen 10%, up from £1,080 last year to £1,190 in 2026. That price, though, is still somewhat lower than the national average. And so, what is the national average price that self-funding families pay for a UK care home in 2026? Well, figures vary and they can be skewed quite badly if you include places like Edinburgh at £1,880 or West London with an average price of £2,020 a week. So we're going to break it down to regions and we'll take the Midlands first, then East Anglia, we'll do the North West and the North East, then the South West and the South East, and that should give us a good enough picture. So in the Midlands, we've included places like Birmingham, obviously, Leicester, Nottingham, Derby and Coventry, but also places like Cheltenham, Cambridge and Bedford. And our average figure comes out at £1,389. In East Anglia, we're looking at a figure roughly the same at £1,400. The North West is somewhat lower at £1,193. And the figure we've got for the North East is £1,232 per week. In the South West, we're showing an average of £1,460 and the South East, £1,525. However you view these figures, it's fairly safe to say no one funding their own residential care home will regard it as an inexpensive thing to do. In fact, apart from buying a house, it could be one of the most significant purchases that anyone will ever make. The benefits, though, can often be amazing. We're so used to bad news stories about care homes. That generally is all the media is interested in. but in my 15 years of finding families the right care homes for their loved ones, I've seen an awful lot of good news stories. The right care homes are social places that serve good food and provide great care. They can really open up a new lease of life for many people. So it's really important to do some research before you choose one. Government ratings can help, testimonials can help too, and we also think a good way of checking how good a care home is to check out their Facebook feed. Whatever you use to guide your choice though, make sure the information you have is up to date. We use OpenScore, which is, to be frank, the only real-time assessment of the quality of care in a home that is currently available. Without getting into too much detail, OpenScore uses over 65 data points from across all areas of the home to give a really rounded, real-time view of how the home is run and what to expect of it. OpenScore includes, among other things, inspection reports, food hygiene ratings, activity schedules, and often daily feedback and reviews from families and visitors to the home. You can find these homes easily on a map too and compare them by their OpenScore rating. We'll put a link to the map in the description below, but if you'd rather just talk to us about how to find the right care home for your loved one, we've got a really friendly advice line team who'll be very happy to help you. So there you go. I hope that helped. Care home fees for self-funders are not inexpensive, so it's really important to find the right one. We'd love to help you do that, so please like, subscribe and check the links below in the description. And thanks for watching.